I know recently, my buddy Rich and I went up to Alaska and back, and after I got home, I started thinking, you know what? I haven't done anything in Colorado all year. Well, now it's the end of September. It's actually September 29th. And I'm just like, a few days ago, I was like, man, I can't believe it. I didn't do any overlanding, hardly hit anything in Colorado. I've been to Utah a few times, and Arizona, and Wyoming, and all over the place. But Colorado, I really haven't done anything. And we haven't done an overlanding trip in Colorado for almost exactly a year, when we did Crystal Mill and Schofield Pass and Taylor Pass and all those. Great trip. Put a link up above. Fantastic trip. And a handful of days ago, maybe 5-6 days ago, a buddy of mine was like, hey, I want to do this like week-long overlanding trip from Colorado up into Wyoming. And I'm like, sounds good to me. Let's do it. So here I am. I'm heading into a little town called Pitkin, where we're going to meet up tomorrow. I'm going out the night before, so I don't have to make a big drive in the morning and then wheel all day. So I'm on Waunita Black Sage, it's also known as. And this will take me into the hill area, the low mountain range. And then from there, I'll take Waunita almost all the way to Pitkin before I find a place to camp for the night. So I'm looking forward to this. There's going to be 2 other people with me on this trip this weekend. Maybe we'll meet up tonight. If not, we'll meet up in the morning in Pitkin. But if they show up tonight, well, then you'll know. But right now, we've just got maybe a couple hours of driving into the mountains here south of Pitkin. This should be a fantastic trip. It is absolutely the perfect time of the year. The fall colors are just beautiful right now. And yeah, it's not going to be an easy trail or an easy group of trails. There's going to be some technical challenges. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to have 3 totally different vehicles for this. From a JK to a ZR2 Bison, I believe is what he's driving. And of course, I'm in Bagheera, our Gladiator. So 3 totally different rigs. So it's going to be interesting to see how each rig handles some of the different things that we're going on. I just turned onto Waunita Pass. This will take us to the town of Pitkin, but the goal is to stop somewhere right before the town and find a good campsite for the night so that we get nice and relaxed, rested, recharged, and all that to start our adventure tomorrow morning. And we should be meeting up, hopefully, either some people tonight or everybody tomorrow morning. I guess we're going to find out. Just kind of part of our adventure on here is to actually find each other. Fortunately, Starlink and all that stuff shouldn't be too difficult to hook up and meet. So as soon as I find the campsite, because I'm the first one out here, I'll send everybody a pin and say, well, here I am. Join me if you want. Otherwise, we'll meet in Pitkin in the morning. But right now, it's 61 degrees outside. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We got a nice, easy drive. Should be pretty. And we're looking forward to a pretty fun adventure. This single structure is the only thing left of the bustling mining town of Bowerman. Founded in the late 19th century after J.C. Bowerman discovered gold in the area, but it was short-lived as the ore quality was fairly poor, and it wasn't long before the town was completely abandoned. As I said, this is the only structure left remaining, and its days are looking pretty numbered. These colors are mind-blowing. It is so incredibly beautiful out here. It's really hard to put into words. Well, we've made it to camp. There's Lucas over here, just chilling in my chair again, so I'm stuck in his chair, which is fine. We're about 3 miles from Pitkin. Doesn't look like anybody else will be joining this evening, so we've got this nice, beautiful spot all to ourselves. Just had a sandwich for some dinner, and we're gonna relax and just chill out for a while. Then we'll meet everybody up tomorrow, first thing in the morning, and we're gonna start hitting some trails that I've never been on before, some trails I have been on before. Should be a fun time, and definitely looking forward to just getting out and enjoying the Colorado mountains. So we've got the dirt box all set up. Everything's powered nicely. We got tons of power, and we're just gonna take it easy and get a good night's sleep and be ready to hit the trails in the morning. So we'll see you for breakfast. Well, I might have spilled a little dog food last night or got tipped over, and this little critter decided to come by and help me clean up the campsite before we get going this morning. Friendly little fella, but fortunately Lucas was in the cab, otherwise he seriously would have wanted to play with this guy. But we'll let him drink some water and go about his way. Poor Lucas had to eat his breakfast in the cab because I didn't want him running out and trying to chase down that fox, because that might not have ended well for one or the other. But he's finishing up. We're about to get on the road. We're heading into Pitkin and meeting up with part of our crew. one strange little thing about Pitkin is on both sides of town, I've seen these big snowmen. Have no idea what they're for. So if you know, please let me know in the comments what the deal is with the snowmen. Now, Pitkin was at its peak in the early 1800s, teeming with mining operations all over the place. The population swelled to over 1,000 residents, and by June 1882, it was a thriving commercial center with over 60 businesses and hundreds of residences. A critical development in Pitkin's growth was the arrival of the Denver, South Pacific, and Pacific Railroad. The construction of the nearby Alpine Tunnel, an engineering marvel of its time, connected Pitkin to the wider world, facilitating the transportation of ore and supplies. However, the boom was not to last. By the summer of 1882, the rich surface-level mineral veins that had fueled the initial rush began to be depleted at greater depths, making further extraction economically unviable. This led to a swift and dramatic decline in population, and by the spring of 1883, half of Pitkin's residents had already departed. Today, Pitkin is just a pit stop on the way to Cumberland or Napoleon Pass.
You don't get too close.
It's
to me.
Dewey!
Hey guys. Oh man. Don't get too close to me. I don't want you getting sick, but
How you doing, man?
70%, but I am ready for this trip. I can't wait.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. It's going to be. I talked to some people here that do the side-by-sides, and they said Napoleon Pass. Well, 3 of them said wouldn't do it in your rig. One of them's like doable.
That's all I need. The one doable.
One doable. That's all I need. She's like, you're going to do that in your truck? I'm like, well, yeah. She's like, aren't you afraid of damage?
I'd
like,
feel a little bit more confident if I had one of the 2 doors, but this is a Rubicon. It should be able to do it.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
A little tight. It's going to be narrow. Some overhanging trees. I might have a little top clearance issues, but we're going to have some fun.
I can't wait.
Yeah. Should be blessed.
It's going to go with Trails Off-Road after.
That's right. That's right. This should have been a scout route a long, long time ago. They've never got around to it. We said we would do it.
Let's do it.
So you got to get your stuff set up. I got to get finished packing up here. Just had some breakfast, and we're going to get on the road. If you're visiting Pitkin, be sure and stop by the general store, get some snacks, some drinks, and now, this year, they have beer, and it is the only place around to get gas. And in 11 years, they have never not had gas available. So check it out. So starting off in Pitkin, we are getting right on Cumberland Pass. And we're going to take this to, I believe it's waypoint 10 on Trails Off-Road. So we're going to get pretty far into Cumberland Pass before we head over Napoleon Pass. Now, Napoleon is kind of parallel to Tin Cup. There we got some little critters here on the side of the road. So as I was saying, Napoleon runs fairly parallel to Tin Cup Pass. So we're going to end up in the town of Tin Cup at the end. So that's going to be kind of our destination as we get going over there. But Napoleon looks like it's going to be pretty, well, let's call it interesting today. We heard that once you go over the top of the pass, it gets pretty gnarly, and we may need to be doing some spotting of each other to get through it. So, sounds like fun. All right, we are turning from Cumberland Pass onto Napoleon Trail. And I'm trying to figure out where we go. I guess we go straight. And we start off with a bit of a little rock garden here. Starting off.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun.
Dewie said I might need to come back and get him, but I had the drone up, so I went back to see what was going on. Looks like he might have got stuck pretty early on into this trail, but I'm gonna give him a minute, see if he can work himself out of it. So far, things have been going really smooth, and it's been a fairly easy trail. But this turn here, this one gets a little tricky as it's a little off camber while you're going uphill and some loose rocks. Not a problem, but hopefully this is a sign of things to come. as we reach the summit, there's two different lines to take. I'm going to take the one on the left because the one on the right looks really, really off camber, and with my much higher center of gravity, I'm not sure that that's the best choice for me, but Dewie, well, he's going to go ahead and do it. This right side that Dewey's on certainly looked more off camber from the top of the summit. Turns out it's not as bad as it looks because your driver's side is actually up on a little bit of a rise. So you're kind of riding a V-notch, so it's not as sketchy as it might have looked. Once you come over the summit, there are some spectacular views, and we can just see for miles and miles and miles. But we're going to get into the trees, probably lose these views a bit, but we're going to take advantage of them for the few moments that we can. Well, as expected, because someone told us this morning, once you go over the summit, then you're going to get into some tight off-camber tree sections. And that ain't no joke. I've already seen a 26-degree roll coming in, and we're just getting started. So hopefully things don't get too bad or too narrow or too sharp for the Gladiator. But we're giving it all she's got. This is some slow going for me. Not just because I'm longer, which has required some interesting turns, but being so tall, I have to be really careful about tipping in to the trees and damaging the awning or the propane tank or the shower curtain or anything like that. So it's definitely a bit of a challenge because it does get severely tippy through here. And I'm going to show you how bad. Okay, that wasn't so bad. It looked a lot worse than it was. I can only imagine that's what wet moose shit smells like.
I think
That is absolutely vile. That is some of the nastiest smelling water I've ever seen. Okay, we need to get out of here because it reeks right here. Something that was part of some kind of structure at one point. Not really sure what that is. See this little structure thing on the left?
Yeah, do you know what that is?
No idea. Maybe it's just a lean-to or something, not sure. Along Napoleon Pass, you'll run into the old Gold Cup mine, which started in the 1870s, a period of intense prospecting and discovery in the Rockies. While the initial assays were promising, the mine's most significant development came under the ownership of Frank E. Adams, who acquired the property around 1897. Adams invested heavily in the mine, developing it into a major operation. The mine's primary output was gold, but it also produced significant amounts of silver, lead, and copper. The Gold Cup was known for its telluride ores, a type of gold-bearing mineral that was common in many of Colorado's famous mining districts. Lucas thought this was a very interesting area and went off to do some exploring on his own around the area. Now, Napoleon Pass is just under 8 miles long, and we're about 6 miles in right now, and we've just had a great time. There's such a variety of terrain, a variety of ecology, from wide open meadows to the tight trees. Really is a fantastic trail, and I definitely hope that some of you get to come out and experience this for yourself. Could we have picked a better time of year? It is absolutely gorgeous. So we're having an absolute great time. Just loving this. It is so much fun. And we're still got people who are going to try and hook up with us later on. Hopefully someone tonight and someone later on in the week at different points. So we'll see how things go. But right now, we're starting to get rained on a little bit. Shouldn't be bad. The weather's, there's a few clouds, but nothing crazy. And I think we may be out of the worst of the technical sections of Napoleon Trail. But I know I've said that before, and it's come back to bite me. So we'll see how things go. I mean, this has definitely been a ton of fun, and for me, it brings back some cool vibes, like Saints John and Deer Creek. And early on, you said Red Cone, which I absolutely agreed with back there.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. This is reminding me so much. I consider those Summit County trails my home trails. First place I ever lived in Colorado was Keystone, and I am loving every aspect of this trail. It really feels good to be on here.
It's got a little bit of everything. Some obstacles, a lot of off-camber, some narrow sections, some twisty sections, and a lot of rocks.
You can't forget the water crossings that smell like poo.
Yes, many water crossings, and yes, they do smell pretty bad. Wow, that's a nice little meadow we got here. Where's the moose?
I don't know, we gotta find some.
Lucas's nose hasn't tweaked up, so I don't think there's anything around.
I definitely trust his nose. Keep an eye on it.
Oh look, more moose poo crossing.
Heck yeah! It's filmed.
Well, we made it to Tin Cup. This was awesome. That trail was incredible.
Dude, I can't wait to see it on Trails Off-Road.
Oh man, what a blast. Just a fun trail.
Yeah.
Nothing too difficult.
Mm-mm.
A lot of water crossings.
A lot of variety to it. You
lot
would
of
go
variety.
into the trees, then you would see great views, meadows, water crossings, then those views at the top were.
Saw some deer at the beginning.
Yeah.
And that was about it for wildlife. But now we're in Tin Cup and we need to continue north for our overland adventure here. And we're gonna head, I guess, towards Taylor Reservoir.
Yeah,
See if we can find a campsite and get someone else to hook up with us tonight.
absolutely. It's gonna be fun.
Good old voice master over here. So we're gonna keep going and go find a campsite for the night.
I like it.
Well, what do you think of that, buddy? Was that a good trail? I think that was Lucas approved. He had a great time. Was that a good adventure? He still wants to drive, but his feet can't reach the pedals. So we're still working on that. But I think he had a blast. Well, we made it to camp. We got a decent little campsite here with a, okay little view. We are up off of Upper Illinois Trail. That you can find that in Trails Off-Road pretty easily. We're kind of in between Tin Cup and Taylor Reservoir. So we've got the Gladiator set up. Dewey's getting set up over here. And we got someone joining us this afternoon, this evening. But look at this view. This is absolutely freaking beautiful here.
I think this view will do. Now, normally this is when I have a beer, but I think we're gonna.
I got something for you.
Yeah.
Got something for Dewey for him to try. I know he's a beer guy, but I got something for him to try. We'll see how that goes. We got a nice camp ring. This is a huge. I mean, you could put 50 vehicles here.
Oh, dude, I didn't realize the water there. We're probably gonna get moose in the morning.
Oh, that'd be awesome. We're looking forward to this. Time to chill out, relax for a little bit, have some dinner later, and hit it again tomorrow. Doing a little cooking tonight. Nothing fancy, just some spicy links there. It'll get the job done. Using the Stoke Voltaics electric system. Nice and handy, especially now that I've got a ton of power in here. I've got the Watt Cycle 314 amp hour battery. So this is not even going to touch the battery power on here, even though I have it set to pull like 400 watts right now. It's not going to put a dent in this battery to heat up a couple hot dogs. So good to go. So that's going to be my meal for tonight. Later on, we'll get a campfire going. We'll tell ghost stories or something stupid and have a good evening.